All right. There's so many people here. Sorry. I have my notes. So I would like to begin by thanking everyone for giving me this opportunity to get up here and share the amazing ways God has been working in my life. This past spring, at the age of 38, I was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, something like no one at that age would ever expect to even be a part of their life. Since that diagnosis, I've been traveling to the Fred Hutch Cancer Center in Seattle every 3 weeks for my treatment. The first 4 rounds were two chemos and an immunotherapy, and once I finished that 4th round, I got to drop one of the chemos, and so I've been going every 3 weeks and doing a chemo and immunotherapy, along with repeat scans every 3 rounds just to make sure that everything's continuing to respond like it should. Through this journey, I've learned that my story isn't one big miracle, but countless small miracles that have added up to so much more than I could imagine. The first miracle God worked in my life came through my diagnosis, which was kind of the beginning of my healing and growth. I was sick for over 6 months with a cough, fatigue, just infection after infection. Doctors couldn't figure out. I finally asked my mom to take me up to Catholic to the ER because I was like, we got to figure this out. And from there, that's where I got hooked up with my pulmonologist, who she's just been a lifesaver for me. She diagnosed me. She got me in on her lunch break just to have an appointment. And I found out later on she had over an 8-month wait period just to get into her, and I got in within 3 days. Yes. My second miracle was gaining access to the cancer center and the oncologist who were at the top of our list. At my follow-up appointment with my pulmonologist, I asked to be referred to 4 different cancer centers, and within 24 hours, all 4 of those cancer centers had called me to make appointments. Fred Hutch just happened to be the first to call me, and the one that was at the top of our list who we wanted to go to. My oncologist that I see is the head of the lung cancer department, and she's also a professor at UW, so she definitely knows her stuff. And I got an appointment with her without having to request her. That's just how God worked things out for me. And my appointment with her was scheduled with 1 week of my diagnosis, which if you have ever dealt with cancer, like that's really rare. You're normally having to wait around. The third miracle God performed in my life was revealed through my initial scan results. So due to the size of my tumor, which took up most of my left lung, I had to do a brain MRI and a full-body PET scan just to make sure that it hadn't metastasized throughout my body. My brain MRI came back completely clear. There were no mets, nothing there. My PET scan just showed my left lung being impacted, and a little bit in my right lung. My lymph nodes were starting to be enlarged, which is what made me stage 4, unfortunately. When my pulmonologist called to give me those results, I asked her, I was like, was this what you were expecting to be telling me? And she said, no, I really thought I was going to have to tell you that the cancer was spread throughout your body. And so she was shocked herself that we had such great news. The 4th way God has worked miracles in my life has been through how my body continues, or my cancer continues to respond to treatment, giving me hope and strength along the way. My first scan following starting treatment was kind of our biggest sigh of relief. It showed no progression, which meant we knew the cancer was responding to the treatment. My second scan, my tumor had shrunk by almost half the size, and my right lung was completely cleared up. Yeah. And then my most recent scan was done in November, and it showed a tremendous improvement. The bulk of my tumor is gone. If you want to see a picture of it, come find me because it's pretty awesome to see how much it's improved. Yeah, and so during this journey, during the beginning of this journey is when my family and I transitioned over to Living Faith, and we really started being obedient with our tithing, and even made the commitment, me, my husband, and my oldest daughter, to being baptized. With our tithing, God has continued to bless us with the funds to afford my treatment and my travel while being able to take care of our family. We've even met others in similar situations as us and been able to bless them with monies that's been fundraised. We've been able to share it with others. Yes. And as I continue this journey, I'm reminded daily that God is present in every step, every moment, and every outcome. His miracles may not always look like we expect them, but they are constant, faithful, and life-giving. Through the diagnosis, treatment, community, and hope, I've seen his hand at work again and again. And my prayer is that my story serves as a reminder that even in the hardest seasons, God is still moving, still healing, and still performing miracles, sometimes in ways both big and small.